every day seems to be bigger than the last. The freedom convoy movement has spread like wildfire, and now it's gone above and beyond what truckers could have ever done on their own. You have thousands and thousands of people, foot pedestrians all around the world, gathering to show their solidarity and support for Canada's freedom movement and other countries' freedom movement. So that's very, very impressive. Why don't cops want truckers working? Yeah, there's no explanation. I wish I could give an explanation as to why the cops are acting the way that they are. It's absurd. It's embarrassing for our country. I do not know how to answer that. What's going on with Canada? An insane abuse of power followed by a bunch of robots that have been pre-programmed to say yes sir, what's next sir. It's embarrassing. As a former member of the military, I am completely ashamed and embarrassed to have ever served this country, and to frankly, even just as a citizen, to be residing in Canada right now. It's humiliating. You know it's bad when America is like ridiculing you. American politicians, American celebrities, American athletes, people from all around the world are just completely ripping on Canada. It's not just a little bubble. It's not just Canadians think that Trudeau is a dictator. Everyone in the world can see that. So his reputation's over. He is literally the world's most hated man right now. He's a tiny man. He's a tiny excuse of a man. He's a wannabe man. Horrible person. Before we continue, I do want to thank everybody who has joined the membership program and who's supported through like super chats, and especially everybody who's ordered bracelets on my Etsy channel. The link for that is always in the description. That's always pinned. This is what they are. They are handmade. There's been an overwhelming amount of love and support for that. And so I do want to thank everybody for that. It has been very difficult, extremely difficult to keep up with not only the demand of all the bracelets, but keep up with the content as well. If you haven't noticed, this channel is a powerhouse, and it's just me. I'm one person doing it, and it's phenomenal to see the response from everybody in the community. I mean, there's been over 600,000 comments on the channel in the past week, right? Over 100,000 views, and that's that's incredible. You know, my channel has been pretty much flagged and demonetized. You know, I'm a few words away from not making a reappearance on YouTube, and so, you know, I'm very thankful for this position and for everybody tuning in and giving me this type of opportunity to do my best and to serve all of you, right? I'm a form of public servant to the people, to show the truth of what's happening in the world. And I think we're doing a great job. The media is being very much exposed for the wrongfulness of what they're doing. I don't necessarily... I am on Rumble. Yes, there is a link to the Rumble in my descriptions. So that is there. It's the same as here. Mr. Sunshine Baby. Same thing on Twitter. I'm just learning how to tweet. I actually called it Tweeter for the longest time, so I'm very new to that. I'm also on Instagram, Mr. Sunshine Baby. It's all spelt, I think, the same way. So yeah, it's awesome. So things are great. Thank you to those who just, I'm sorry. Comments are moving really fast. I got a one-track mind right now. The only one that I see as of right now is Jared. Keep it up with the sticker. So thank you very much for that support. I do appreciate that. Thank you. All right, today's talking points. Let's hit the ground running, shall we? Ottawa. So what's happened in Ottawa is you have seen a complete sweep from the police officers, a complete unlawful, unjustified sweep and abuse of the Emergencies Act. I don't understand. My brain can literally not compute. It does. It's like saying that the sky isn't a sky and it's actually a projector. Like it just doesn't. It doesn't register, right? As to why he's able to get away with this type of criminal behavior and how obedient all these law enforcement personnel seem to be. I do not agree to any degree with what the law enforcement is doing and how they're behaving. There are a lot of excellent cops, right? So as a veteran, I am still very active and engaged in the veteran community and in the law enforcement community. And I just do want to say that there are a lot of great reporters out there. So not every reporter is bad. Not every news station is bad. And not every police officer is bad. So being respectful and kind and showing everybody love does go a long way. So that should be said. You know, it's not very nice to get into every single police officer's face and paint them with this broad brush and just treat them all with disrespect, right? The ones that are in Ottawa, I don't know. There's a lot of speculation as to the UN troops, right? Why is there UN planes in North Bay, which isn't that far geographically? It's not that far from Ottawa. It's very suspicious, and it's almost like there's a physical war and there's a mental war going on right now. Some of the things that they're doing don't make sense, and it's at the risk of sounding like a conspiracy theorist. It's almost like and I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I'm just throwing out arbitrary words, trying to find the truth of this, right? But why is there a UN plane there, and why was there only one person that kind of got in and took a photo? Why is there not a bunch of people showing up and taking photos or videos? Why has Ottawa Police been in denial of they used the lady that got run over or trampled by the horses. God bless her, by the way, and she is recovering, so that's good. I don't know the extent of the injuries, but she is alive despite rumors. I don't know what's going on, everybody. I have all the videos and I push them out to everybody as fast as I can, as accurate as I can, and we're all uncovering things together. And so it's literally like a movie. We've all seen or been aware of. Oh, that's awesome. There's people here with they got Canadian flags hanging out of their trucks. Heck yeah, man. Freedom! Woo! That's fantastic. Can I turn that around? There it is. See that? Look at that. There's the truck, man. Sweet. Freedom! Oh, that's great. I love seeing the Canadian flags. I've never seen this many flags just being waved by not only Canadians, but people around the world. It's absolutely insane what's going on. Like, you have people in France that are undergoing their own extremely unlawful mandates, right? And the people are standing up for freedoms the same way that they are here. And not only are they waving the French flag, but they're also waving the Canadian flag. And the same thing extends to Australia, Austria, New Zealand, Switzerland, America. Like, the whole world can see what's happening in Canada. The whole world can understand the corruption that's happening in Canada, and not just our country, but all of their own countries. And this is revolutionary. It sounds absurd to think that and say that out loud, that we're literally making history right now. Right now, as this is all unfolding day to day to day, people showing up and getting pepper sprayed by the police, people showing up and getting pushed down by the police and getting fake arrested and unlawfully arrested. Like this is history being made. When you talk to those hippies, right, that lived through the 70s and 80s, and they're like, yeah, man, I used to stick it to the government, man, and I would show up to the protests and fight for the people, man. Like that's what's happening right now, man. Is people are going to have these types of stories down the road, and they're going to be, and we're going to win. There's no way out of this where we don't win. There's too many people, and there's too much peace and love. That's in Germany. Don't forget about Germany. There's too much peace and love that's spreading around the world. We're not backing down. The people are not backing down because it's more than just mandates. It's more than just covering your face with a cloth, right? It's more than all that. And so with the tyranny that the government has and that they're spreading, if we allow them to push this type of unrestricted, unlawful access to whatever they want, just ultimate power, that sets the precedence for that to happen again. If they can do it now, then why can't they do it again? They're trying their best to justify it now. And if they get away with it, then who's to say they can't justify it for the next thing? A month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Like it's more than just the mandates now, right? And it's starting in Canada. The whole world is following. The whole world is supporting Canada, and it's incredible. And we're in the epicenter of it, and it's just getting started. Every day, we're not even halfway through this yet. We're not. So the situation in Ottawa, the truckers and everybody in Canada has a mutual understanding that these are peaceful protests. Nobody's showing up to these things looking to be aggressive towards police, right? No one's showing up to these things, being confrontational, like none of the civilians. The only confrontation and the only aggressors are the police. Everyone and everything else has been extremely peaceful. And the police they can't even look the people in the eyes when they're doing this. And so how long can a bully somebody before they realize, oh man, I'm a bully? And it's sad. It's actually quite depressing that we just have to keep undergoing this harsh type of behavior in order to win this thing once and for all. But that's the reality of it. These police have family. These police, they live and they reside in Canada. They have friends here, their families here. The morals are non-existent with these people right now. There's probably a select few that actually are enjoying this, right? And those are very extreme people and that's just their core values. They just want to beat people up, and that's why there's, you see people like, what I'm talking about when you have, I don't have anything, but when you have like a baseball bat in your hand and you're like swinging the baseball bat around and like smacking it in their hand, right? Those are the type of people that are looking to just, like the cops that are looking to really just enforce brute strength. And, they need to be held accountable. That's not how we do law enforcement here in Canada. That's not the country. That's not the values that we believe in. And just seeing a lot of people being exposed. The new chief of police in Ottawa is, he's, I don't even know the words. My vocabulary hasn't even extended that far yet. He's quite literally delusional and power hungry to the highest degree. His look, I don't like to judge people on their appearances. So I always give people the benefit of the doubt because we're born the way we're born. But his demeanor, his mannerisms, his communication skills, his eyes, right? You know who I'm talking about? There was one chief of police and he resigned. And that was breaking news. And then once you see him resign, you see this new guy come in and just enforce all these crazy, unlawful rules. And the look in his eyes is he just loves this. He's that guy that probably just grew up in such an aggressive environment, probably didn't have any love in his family home, right? And just was completely ignored and and lack of love, right? He's just a tiny little human being living inside the vessel of a chief of police, and he has this unlimited power right now that he is completely abusing. And he's talking about people that they're going to track people down that are at these protests, and it's going to take them months or even years, but people are going to be held accountable. Hey, buddy, that extends to you too. Just because you are a police officer doesn't mean you're above the law. You're held to a higher standard. You can't do whatever you want. In fact, whatever you do is looked at through a freaking microscope, a telescope. You have to obey the law as well. And he's not. Either is Trudeau. And we're going to see what happens. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. I would like to see the old chief of police come back, or somebody new, somebody who's held to a higher standard, somebody who has the right morals. And yeah, so we got to keep doing what we're doing. Keep spreading love, keep being peaceful, keep protesting, keep standing up. We have every right to do that here in this amazing, beautiful country. And it's going to be awesome. Yeah. So as for what's happening in Quebec, the truckers, a lot of them have left Quebec. So where I was going with this is a peaceful protest. It's a peaceful movement. We're not looking to organize mob mentality and inflict danger or inflict destruction upon anyone or anything. That's not the purpose of this at all. And anyone who's associated with that has nothing to do with the freedom movement. The people that are affiliated with the freedom movement are those that are showing up and singing "O Canada" and waving the Canadian flag and giving a hug or giving a handshake to all their fellow Canadians and people around the world that that are in support of this, right? Those are the law-abiding, peaceful Canadian citizens that love this country and want nothing but the best for our nation to grow and develop into a leading world country with right morals and right ethics. Those are all the people that are associated with the Freedom Convoy movement. And the truckers, what they did in Ottawa, so Ottawa took immediate action. Well, not immediate action. They took very aggressive action, and it wasn't heading in the right direction. And so the truckers, they regrouped. And that is the state of what's happening. And you're seeing a lot of truckers come up from America. A lot of truckers come down from Alaska. A lot of truckers come out from the East Coast. A lot of truckers come out from the West Coast. And they are regrouping and reforming, and they're going to have a separate plan of action. I'm not on the inside, so I do not know what that course of action will be. But what we are seeing is a bunch of people have organized a extremely peaceful protest in Quebec. And they're doing an amazing job. They're pulled off on the side of the street. You have 18-wheelers that are fully loaded, like logging 18-wheelers with fully loaded. You have tractors. You have your everyday person. And your blue collar, white collar, everyone's down there. Family members, children, men, women, race, gender, none of that matters. Every person that wants freedom, excuse me, and that loves this country, or people that came from other countries, they're all in Quebec, and they are in front of the, I think, legislature building, and they're making some noise and they're being heard. And so it's awesome. And for those who don't know, Quebec is basically it is on the border of Ottawa. If you go from downtown Ottawa to a city within Quebec, it's only like a 10-minute drive. You just drive across the bridge, right? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see this kind of peel back and reform and then a new course of action. So yeah, for those asking, this is not a green screen. I live in a van down by the river. Yes, I'm in Canada. And yeah, despite there being snow almost everywhere in Canada, where I live does not have snow. So yeah, it's awesome. I like this view. The duration and the consistency of this peaceful protest across Canada and the ripple effect that it's had around the world, that on its own is revolutionary. That on its own is going to be in history books. It's going to be talked about for decades. None of the protesters have been causing harm or destruction to people or property. People are coming down by the thousands, and they're gathering, and they're singing "O Canada." They're chanting, they're honking horns, they're taking wooden spoons on pots, and they're making noise, and everyone is gathering. And there's nothing in the Charter Rights that says that you can't do that. So everything it's all legal. It's all by the book, and it's heartwarming to see this many people believe in the same thing and voice their opinion. See, with something that's so political and so what can be divisive, there's a fear of wanting to speak up, and that happened to me for a while, where I just didn't want to speak up. I've never talked about politics. I've never participated in anything political, and it was only eight or 10 days ago that I actually started to just post a couple political videos. They took off, and now I'm in this position, right? I've always been afraid of voicing my political view, and the only reason I've been afraid is the fear of being ostracized by my friends and family, the fear of me voicing my God-given right of freedom of speech to say that, you know what, this is what I believe in. I believe in Canada remaining and continuing to be a peaceful country because I've chosen to live here my entire adult life after traveling to dozens and dozens of countries around the world. This is where I love to be. This is the place I want to be, and I love the people here. I love the structure of Canada pre-Trudeau. Pre-Trudeau. I'm so ready to vote for the next election that I want to submit my vote now, because I know it's not NDP and I know it's not Liberals. I'm so ready. Can I pre-vote? Can I pre-register? Like, this is it's got a generation, my generation and the generation below me, very hyped up, and everyone else as well, but my generation specifically, millennials, we've never really grown up we've never been educated in the sense of the importance of contributing to the politics within your country. That was never a thing that we were taught history in school. We were taught about politics, very little, but we've never really cared to speak up about it and share our opinions because it's never really mattered until now. I want my voice heard. I want my vote to count. Absolutely. I never thought I would say this. I never in my life would have thought that I'd be so ready and so willing to participate in politics. And it's not just millennials. It extends to all generations. Everybody in the country and everybody in the world, I think, is now going to be more and more proactive with their political elections. As per Elon Musk, even tweeted out something that he had to soon after retract due to his position, his very well-known, incredible position. He's not allowed to say certain things. So he did retract a meme that he had posted. But there have been some blue checkmark people that have reached out to Elon on Twitter, where they said, hey, because he used to live here, he's gone to Queen's University, so he's very familiar and invested within Canada, and and he's so censored that he said the only way that this can get fixed is unfortunately the next election. And so I am encouraging all Canadians and all people around the world to definitely be more politically involved in the confines of your government, because this is pathetic, man. You couldn't have convinced me with there's no way you could have ever convinced me that this would have been the reality of Canada. You have veterans at the memorial wearing their medals proudly, as they should, because of the contribution and sacrifices that they've made serving this country. And you have police officers so willingly, without hesitation, whose contribution to their municipality, right? And they've just like hammered these veterans. Now, it's not a comparison of who's contributed more, but there's a mutual understanding in that field, in the law enforcement, first responder field, that when you do something for your country or your municipality in that level, it's a very, very, very difficult line of work, that everyone has a mutual understanding of like respect, right? Everyone respects everyone in normal circumstances at that level. And it's heartbreaking, man. It's heartbreaking to see that veteran. I can't talk about it too much because I'm going to start crying. But to see that veteran take his medals off and be arrested and be manhandled by these power hungry, selfish, cold blooded, cold hearted law enforcement officers, they're not even police, man. They're criminals. They're criminals wearing police uniforms. It's disgusting. Another thing too is the at the risk of sounding like a bit of a nut job, the government controls the educational curriculum. And I don't know much about it, but I know that I've heard that Elon Musk, I think, wants to start his own education system, his own schools. That'll be exciting to see where he goes with that. But as for Canadian politics and Canadian educational system, I mean, Canadian social studies has been completely phased out. And it kind of makes you wonder if that's been done by design to keep people in the dark, right? I don't know much about politics. This is the most, in the past 7 days, this is the most education I've ever had in my entire life, right? I've gone to school, I've gone to college, right? I've done all 12 grades of high school. I've gone to college, right? And this is the most I've learned in my entire life. I don't need to know if Susie goes to the grocery store and gets 37 watermelons and 3 of them are 50% off and one of them falls off the cashier and it rolls down and she doesn't have time to go fetch it. So how much time minus X divided by Y and what's the dollar? Who cares about that stuff, man? We got to know real world things like politics and social studies, how the world works, how to do your taxes. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that these things have been phased out, that these things are, we're being suppressed of valuable information so that when we grow up and we have a fiduciary responsibility to vote and be involved in our country's well-being and our country's political system, that we don't know what to do. It's not like yes, I have chosen and made the decision to never participate, period, in politics. But a big portion of that is I have no idea what I'm doing. I know voting is, it's a vote. I understand that concept. That's self-explanatory. But the bigger picture, like, I don't know much about politics, about the Conservatives and the NDP. I don't know. And I'm learning all of it now as this unfolds. And to see these politicians, these just pure greaseball politicians, get up in Parliament and they say, yes, Trudeau's wrong. He shouldn't be doing this. He's a terrible person. He needs to go. And then 24 hours later, yes, we agree with Trudeau. He's got to save Canada from the people not peacefully protesting. 24 hours later, same person. The people have been peacefully protesting for a very long time, and Trudeau's inflicting harm on its own citizens. 24 hours later. The police are being very peaceful, but the protesters aren't. Like, are you mental? Do you think we're stupid? Do you think we're freaking stupid? It doesn't make any sense. Like, 1 + 1 is 2. You can't lie to my face and try and convince me otherwise. You can't. We know what's happening. Who are they trying to lie to? There's more people that watch independent journalists and YouTubers than there are that watch mainstream media. And that's a fact now. On my channel, me alone, in the past 8 days, or 7 days, 8 days, I've had like 100 million views. Okay? I don't see CBC pulling those numbers. I don't see CTV pulling those numbers. No one likes to watch them. I don't care. This just in, the truckers are extremely aggressive. No, they're not, bro. We all have Facebook. We all have Twitter. We all see YouTube. We all have the app. We all understand how the world communicates now, and you're not fooling anybody. It's like they're lying to themselves. It doesn't make any sense. It's mental. It makes me question reality sometimes. That's how crazy this is. Like, am I missing something? Am I not understanding? Right? And is that their tactic, to just be so stupid that they're actually convincing on how stupid they are? Is that Parliament's tactic? Is that the government's tactic? Just be so plain stupid, just so absurdly stupid that you watch them and you're like, huh. Well, I see with my own eyes that what they're doing is the opposite of what Parliament's saying. But they're saying it so many times in a row that I think I'm starting to believe them. Like, we're smarter than that. So either they're genius master manipulators, like the evil guys in movies, or they're just so stupid and disconnected from reality that that they're trying to convince us with their stupidity. It's freaking crazy, man. So I can't wait to vote. I cannot wait to vote. I'm so ready to vote. And also what's happening with the other countries, right? Australia, that was global news when that first came out, and what they were showing in the media with the insane restrictions and mandates. When you were in Australia, when this first happened 2 years ago, you had 80-year-old elderly people, right? Going to a park, sitting on a park bench, just outside, just in nature, 80 years old. And the cops in Australia were coming up to them and like clubbing these old people and pushing them over. Get inside. What do you mean? I'm breathing oxygen by a tree, right? It's not a conspiracy. Like, are the trees poisoning us? Like, is something happening behind the scenes that we don't understand? Because nothing adds up. Nothing adds up. The numbers don't add up. And I've been afraid to talk about this for 2 years, man. And I'm glad that that there's so many people that are on the same page. You know, they call us the fringe minority. I think they should start calling us the fringe majority, because Trudeau and his band of just stupid followers, just stupid, so stupid. They're so stupid. They're all lying to themselves. It's crazy. And it's going to collapse because they all try and lie to each other and go behind each other's backs. And it's embarrassing. I would be so embarrassed if I was related or a friend of Trudeau or anyone in the political system right now that's just contributing to this nonsense. Yeah. So everything else that's happening around the world, in Australia, I mean, you have people, it started in Canada, people coming together in thousands of individuals coming together in support of, that's why the truckers are so valuable, is because they started this, right? There were protests before, but to see it be so peaceful and to encourage the world and across even our country, to encourage people to remain peaceful and to not retaliate with violence, because that's what they need, and that's what the police need, is they need that type of leverage, where when they push in their riot gear, what they're looking for is instigation, right? They're looking for Canadians to be like, no, and they're looking for us to swing at the cops. And the moment that happens, it's all over. Then they can say, look, you have so much aggression, you're so violent that that we need to invoke the double entendre emergency act. It's never been done before. The 2-time war emergency act on domestic soil. We're sending our military and China's military to deploy to Canada. Like, that's what they're looking for, right? And we're not going to give it to them. We're not giving it to them, and we're setting an example for the rest of the country. So Trudeau, you can truck off. I'm so proud of every single country, every single person that's been liking, that's been engaged in the community, that's been sharing videos, that's been tweeting, that's been just active. Like, if you can't be there in person, right, that's okay. There's so many ways to participate and be a part of this, and that's by being peaceful, by being respectful, by sharing the content of all the independent people out there that are doing the work to discredit the media and to show the truth of what's happening and the reality in the world, right? So contributing to the adding views to that and adding more attention to that, that goes a long way. And that actually really, really helps discredit all of the mainstream tyrannical media, stupid people with their stupid cameras and their stupid microphones. They're not all bad, but the ones that are bad are just stupid. just silly. So big ups to all the countries out there. Shout out to France, right? Like, I don't know what to say. Shout out to Australia. Great job, everybody. It's hard. We all want freedom. We all want a respectable government. We all want love and peace in our countries. We all want to live in a great nation, whether that's Canada, whether that's France, whether that's Germany, whether that's Australia, New Zealand. The list goes on, right? And we're all fighting for the same thing, and we're all in this together. So we all need to stand our ground, hold the line peacefully, be respectful, and that's how we're going to come out on top. We are winning. We are winning. They can bring police. They can take our land. They can try to take our land, but they can't take our freedom. And those words have never been more impactful than they are now. So everybody is doing a fantastic job. You guys are all great. Yeah. Okay, so Paul, thank you very much for that support. I appreciate that. I'm not me. Thank you for the updates. Our hearts are with Canada in the struggle. It's such an eye-opener, but you're on the right side. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, again, I mean, pre-Trudeau, you could have never convinced me. You couldn't have told me enough stories. You couldn't have given me enough warnings. You couldn't have paid me enough money to realize. You couldn't have, even if you grabbed me by the shoulders and you said, Canada's going to be under attack by its own government and police are going to be in riot gear, beating up people, pepper spraying them and running them over with horses and then lying about it. I wouldn't have believed you. I would have never believed you. I was born and raised in Ottawa. I spent 8 years or 7 or 8 years of my adult life living in Toronto, and seeing what's happening in Toronto, seeing the 416 gang, right? The six, right? We the North, right? That's all Toronto's slangs and stuff. Seeing them all come together in the thousands peacefully, going up and down Yonge Street. I mean, that's just so heartwarming. I've been up and down Yonge Street. I've been to a lot of those businesses. I've got a lot of friends that are participating there. I've got lots of friends that are on the police forces there. And in Toronto, I think, because it's not the nation's capital, I think might have a better long-term, sustainable, peaceful protest than Ottawa. I'm embarrassed of Ottawa's behavior, and not only Trudeau, but the stupid head that poses as the police chief. The stupid head that poses as the stupid police chief. So they're all stupid, and they're going to pay eventually. It's not a threat. It's a fact. As for the truckers, they're doing like such an amazing job, man. They're risking their livelihood, their careers, their well-beings, their health, their safety, to continue the movement, to continue the morale, to abandon their responsibilities at home, which is across the country or across North America, right? They don't necessarily have backup plans. They just believe in this so much that they've given everything up to come here. They've sacrificed everything to go to Ottawa, to go to Quebec, to go to Toronto and get in position and hold the line long term. And that's very, very difficult to do, to just put your life on hold and do that for something that's bigger than yourself. And so fantastic job to all the truckers. They've really shown that the power can return to the people if we do come together. And so they're amazing people. Yeah. Truckers are great, man. I never would have thought that the truckers would have such an impact, not only in Canada, but in the world. So that's awesome. Trudeau with the poop emojis. Yes, I've been using that a lot in my videos because he's a big poop head. Trudeau the poop head. Turdo. Turdo. That's what he is. Yeah. You guys are great. I do apologize if I missed any of the members that have joined or the super chats and stuff like that. Comments are going in pretty fast here, so I apologize. Joe says this is not a battle of left versus right or right versus wrong. The world is rising freedom and the truth is winning. Hold the line. That's well said. Yeah. Lynch says hold the line with a bunch of Canadian flags and the peace symbol. That's exactly what we're doing. We're continuing to do that. The important thing is that it remains peaceful, that there isn't aggression towards the police, towards the law enforcement, towards each other. Canada is historically and stereotypically an amazing, over-apologetic, welcoming country, and the people are extremely friendly here, and the whole world knows that, and we are proving that right, time and time and time again. What we're doing for this amount of time, I don't think has ever been done. It's quite the accomplishment, and we're still going strong, and there's no end in sight until we get what we want. We're not radicals. We're everyday people, and we're all coming together extremely peacefully, and we're changing the world, folks. I say this every live stream. We're changing the world, and it's incredible to be a part of history. Every single person that contributes through social media engagement and spreading the word is contributing. You might not think so, but it very much is. So keep going, everybody. I appreciate all the love and support. Whew. I'm talking so much. I'm getting cotton mouth. Once again, a big thank you to, I've got a couple updates here of people that have purchased some freedom bracelets while the live has been going on. So a big thank you to everybody who's doing that. For anyone who's new here, these are handmade Freedom Convoy bracelets. Put in a lot of effort to make them and put a lot of effort into this channel. So I really do appreciate all the love and support. Jonathan, did you hear that the Australian police used LRADs? Yes, I did. I have either posted a video or one will be posted soon about that. And I think I posted it earlier, and the chief of police or the somebody who was being questioned by the members of parliament there, or the political system there, gave such a politician answer, like it's a yes or no question, and they're like, well, I'm not saying that, and hypothetically, if that were the instance, I don't think we would be able to discuss it based on security measures. Like again, stupid head, answer the question. What security measures, bro? We got video proof. We've got video proof. We've got photos and videos. You're everywhere. So what security measure? Answer, say yes, admit or submit. That's it. Because we know, and we're going to pressure you, and you have no option. You admit and submit, you crooked crooks, you stupid heads. So yeah, freaking just wild. How do these people get these jobs? Eh? We need a whole revamp of the political structure, not only in Canada, but in the world. We just got a bunch of just lying manipulators who just can't answer a question. It's just, that's probably why I've never cared about politics, is you got a whole bunch of people that try and use fancy word and fancy sentences to beat around the bush to avoid answering the question. It's yes or no. Did you or did you not do this? Well, blah, blah, blah. It was a rainy day and it's hard to tell. Like, yes or no, stupid head. We have the video. You don't have to say anything. We know. Man, it's so annoying. Eric Jones, you are fighting for freedom everywhere. The world could not have a better example of respect from the U.S., brother. There's a lot of love and support coming from America. It's tremendous to see that. I've spent a lot of time in America. I've worked with a lot of American police and American military, and so, you know, big ups to Americans. Yeah, that's awesome. Edit channel name. No, UN troops are not in Thunder Bay. Voyager Airlines has had a UN contract for 20 years. The planes routinely come back to that airport for maintenance. Well, as much as I would like to believe you, I do not get on camera and say that they are or are not there. We need hard proof, and it's just a little suspicious. That's all I'm saying. So you could be wrong. You could be very right. You could be very wrong. We do not know. All we know is a bunch of cold-hearted people that were in riot gear that did not look like they belonged there, aside from their uniform. So that's a little suspicious. And we're uncovering the truth one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. We are winning. We are holding the line. And it's awesome to see it spread. Even across Canada, you have pop-up blockades and pop-up convoys, you know, in Toronto and in Quebec. The Quebec people have had an extremely difficult time, as of all of us. But them specifically, they have had like 9 p.m. curfews and things like that, right? For almost 2 years, on and off. It's completely disgusting to have a curfew on law-abiding, peaceful citizens for such a long time. These mandates are getting out of control, right? So. Blood on the blade. We're gonna end up fighting no matter what, I'm afraid, because they will not give up no matter what. Yeah, so it's hard to say. We have our feet nation to nation, coast to coast. We have our feet dug in, our heels dug in pretty deep into this, and how we're not going to allow a supreme leader, dictator, have this type of unlimited access to control. It's just unacceptable, and they can bring in more people. There's the whole world is watching. You have high political figures in America that have made comments about this and how unlawful and unjustified it is. You have high-profile celebrities and high-profile athletes in America and in other countries that are speaking up about this. So the police have reinforcements, and they have an army, but we have the world, and that's enough, man. That says enough. That says it all. Now, this topic is more popular than the Olympics right now. I actually didn't even know the Olympics were on until like a few days ago. I had no idea. I don't even know where they are. I have no idea anything about the Olympics. I'm just so concerned about my freedom and the potential collapse of my country that I have no idea about what's going on in the world. I saw on Twitter, was it late last night? Conan O'Brien, I think. He's an American late night TV host, or an American TV host. He made a comment that it's disgraceful that Canada is trying to take the crazy crown from America. And that shocked me because I've been so busy. I mean, I wake up, guys, I wake up at 5:45 in the morning. I sit down at my computer and I get to work to share all these videos all around the clock, right? All hours of the day, every 15 minutes. I'm doing my best. And to see an American high profile person like that speak words that are so impactful about Canada. We've never had this behavior in the history of Canada. For God's sakes, the Emergency Act wasn't even invoked when 9/11 happened. So it's crazy. It's the I've looked at every day. I go through about 500 gigabytes of footage, right? I get sent stuff to me all the time, all hours of the day, and I scrape through everything. I'm one guy. It's a very emotional experience. It's taking a bit of a toll in my head, if I'm being honest, because I'm working from 5:50 in the morning until 1 a.m. or midnight, right? Like I'm really putting in the hours here and trying to be the best public servant as possible, not only for Canada but for the world, apparently, right? Complete fluke, complete accident. These weren't my intentions, but here we are. I've been given this responsibility, and the only thing that's missing is an uncle named Ben, right? And yeah, so it's crazy, and it's such an emotional experience to see all these videos and to see Canadians going through this from coast to coast, to see police officers repeatedly have this type of behavior. And you've seen some amazing heroes step forward and say that they don't agree with this, that they don't stand for this, and that it's corrupt. And police officers have done that, and we need more of that. We do. We need a lot more of that, and we're going to get that through peace and love, through holding the line, through being respectful, right? Because that's how Canadians do it. Is we are an amazing country. The people here, we pre-Trudeau, we love our country, we love our people. It's a safe country. It's never ever been a dictatorship until now, and we're gonna get it back. I cannot believe that Canada is at war domestically because of one man, the world's most hated man. Trudeau has single-handedly attempted to collapse one of the best countries, if not the best country in the world. And he's not going to get away with it because he has an army, but we have the whole world not only watching, but also supporting. And it's not over. Yes, there are fewer trucks in Ottawa, but that is just the beginning. That's just the first step. It's going to keep going on. It's going to spread, and it's going to go to different locations, as you're seeing. This is the beginning. We are winning. We are winning by a lot, because every day that the government reacts in the way that they do proves to every single individual that may not agree with the Freedom Convoy movement that the government is trying to do something unlawful. And so the people that have been bothered, the anti-protests to the peaceful protest that has been going on in Ottawa, those people are turning and they're saying, whoa, hold on. We didn't agree with the trucks being here, but we certainly don't agree with this type of unlawful, radical behavior that you're implementing on the police and all law enforcement. You had police officers in riot gear with tears going down their eye when people, your everyday Canadian, was going up with a phone and putting it right in their eyes and say, look at me in the eyes and tell me you want to do this. And the police officers, they couldn't. And they had tears going down their eyes. It's unbelievable. I don't even have the time to process this. All I know is that we have to keep doing what we're doing. We can't lose sight of being peaceful. We can't lose sight of spreading awareness, of being respectful. And that's the bigger picture. The end goal will be achieved. We are winning. We are holding the line. God bless everybody. This is where I'm going to end it. I got to get back to work. I got to do my duties and serve the people and serve the world of the truth of what's happening, not only in Canada, but around the globe. It's a fight for freedom everywhere. We're not letting them win. Because y'all know why? Because we're winning. We're going to continue to win peacefully. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you, everybody, for the love and support, all the comments and likes. There's more likes than people in here. You guys have been absolutely incredible. The love and support. Everyone's showing up consistently. and sending me messages, and it's really hard to go through all the comments. I do my absolute best. I'm completely drained. I'm overworking, but I'm here to serve the people and spread the truth as a veteran, and first and foremost as a Canadian. It's my duty, and I'm proud to do it. I'm honored to do it. I'm honored to serve the world and to serve my country with showing the news and showing the world the truth. Thank you, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you next time.